Good morning, everybody. I wanted to go over your assignment for this week, which is about collage and a self-portrait. Collaging can be really exciting. For myself, I'm a clay artist, three-dimensional, metal, rock. I don't really draw and paint magnificently. I just don't have the visual skills of acuity for figure ground. There's a lot of skills the eyes have to have when you are a visual artist in 2D. So I have found that collaging is my game, is my thing, because I do like mixing and layering and proximity to each other, and I have found that collage is a great vehicle for that. So most of my time as an art educator, collaging has been poo-pooed, that it's not real art. So I'm here to say, powerful tool, use it in your classroom, use it for your own artwork. I go all over into these workshops where myself as an artist gets to use collaging in a way that I can add my own artwork to it, or I can add words, or I can add some painting. So I just want to go over a couple things to guide you as you do this. First thing, the collection of your papers is of a technique of not ripping apart a magazine little pieces and little parts. So what I want you to think of is ripping the whole page. Rip the whole page out, and you're going to make a stack. So it might be something you're drawn to that's tiny, or a word, but you're going to rip the whole big page out. All right? So I have piles and piles. Oh, lighthouse. I have a page with all just colors of blue. I'll grab that because I don't know within my collage if I'm going to need a little patch of visual texture or particular color. So you rip the whole page out. All right? And you just keep gathering and gathering. Boots. I don't know why I'm drawn to this, but I have it. And it becomes this plethora of images and colors and textures and words and messages that you have in front of you that you get to build with. So the collection process is very, very important. In the field of expressive arts, sometimes it's called the knowing field, where you're collecting because subconsciously you're drawn to certain things. So go with it. If you don't have magazines, you know, a lot of times you'll get all flyers in the mail or whatever, keep them. Doctor's offices get rid of magazines, and dentist's office, and a lot of times libraries will get rid of. So if you can try to start collecting as a visual arts teacher, as an artist, throw them in a bag, throw them in a box, and just keep building. So look through your mail, and you just may find something you want to put in a collage. So that ripping, the knowing field, putting everything in, having a place that they're all stacked up is a great thing. Now, what if you don't have magazines, because we're all so virtual now? Then go to the computer, and you could do Pinterest, wherever, and start printing out, which I do as well. I print out a lot of images. You might end up using a lot of ink, but gathering. This is, all your materials in front of you. And then you can start collaging. So the video that's in your assignment, go to that professional collage artist gives you a lot of how-to. For our assignment, I tell you can do any size. It could even open up. You could even have some pop-out things if you want. But I use just a folder for this as the backing. The backing is important to support things. But how you rip, if you have ripped edges, if you use scissors, I'd like to challenge you to just do a lot of ripping and not cutting, because it adds this really special texture. So try it. If you have to cut some things out, go to it, try to mix it up. But your final project is your self-portrait. Can you have feathers and different papers that you've collected? Absolutely. So not just magazines, slick images, printed images. Maybe there's a card that someone gave you that you want to use. So the more we collect things, the more we have access. What about different papers? Vellum, if you don't know what vellum is, it's that see-through translucent paper. We can even use very hard, coarse papers. We can use very thin papers. You can make paper and you can add that in your collage. There's no rules as far as the textures that you use with bringing in source. Ripped old love letters, whatever you want to do. Music sheet paper, that sometimes I've worked with too. What about exploring and making your own sheets? I love when I'm working with a group of children and I have a whole box of them doing watercolor. And then I take the watercolor that they've abandoned, not the images that they've, and I keep all their watercolor or their acrylic or whatever materials, scrap artwork that, you know, we're throwing out, that it's the leftover stuff from painting, or intentionally making some stuff that you're gonna collage, you're gonna rip up, all right? It could pop out, it doesn't have to be totally flat. Maybe you collage on a 3-dimensional form. There's no rules here. I want you to explore, I want you to feel this out. Can you add your own pen and ink on top of it? And absolutely. You can leave a whole section where you do your own pen and ink or painting. So it's not just cut forms, ripped forms out of magazines and images. Photography. How about some photography that you actually print your images? You could add them into. I hope that gives you a nice breadth of all the materials and the way you can approach this. I just want to also add that my modality of doing it is that I kind of put everything and map it out, start gluing a little section, and then I build. So I don't know how you're going to organize your way of doing it. Maybe it is that you put it all finished and then you start gluing. My suggestion is you start with one point and maybe it's a background color. And you could keep layering on top. I don't like that. I can add something on. But figure out and pay attention to how you approach this, how you organize your pieces of paper, your words, whatever that you've collected. How does it become to be the finished product at the end? Pay attention to that process, because as educators, that's what we're doing. We're facilitating the making with our students for them to make choices. So this was an important little conversation because I covered a lot of ground, but only you will know what works best for you, and you'll probably incorporate it in your own teaching sometime. Or maybe you have a whole different way, 10 different ways. Hope you really dig into this. I hope what you make, you cherish, and keep making art. The more we examine how we're making our art, the more we have strength to express how to make it and facilitate the experience for our students. Might want to journal in your teacher journal what you're noticing about the whole process. You do have a discussion board. Can't wait to see what you say. Have a great day.